Good evening. It's Thursday, the 15th of March, 2018. Welcome along to this morning's, tonight's United Kingdom talk, coming to you as always live from Television Centre here in Raw Berkshire, where we're still here. Yep, we haven't been nuked by the Russians yet. It's good news, boys and girls. All he's doing is kicking out a few unnecessary people in reaction to the great Theresa May's idea of kicking out his lot. So that's it. Hopefully it won't go any further than that. At the moment, I have it on good authority that there are no nukes on their way to the United Kingdom at this moment in time. We are not going to be microwaved. You know, if you're watching this show, wherever you are in the world, if you're watching millions of people joining us every moment, boys and girls, if you're watching this show from somewhere else in the world and suddenly the screen goes white and we go off, you'll know what's happened. Okay, but I have my very important mobile phone here, which is a direct line to Theresa May's office, and she will call me if there's a nuclear missile on the way. Whether or not she gets through, I don't know. She may have to call a couple of people first. You know, the orange man in the White House. What's his name? Mr. Trump. She might have to call him first. So if she gets caught up in a long conversation with him on the phone first, she might not get as far as us, okay? But fingers crossed, do keep an eye out for the white screen. All right, did you see her today on the telly? She's gone shopping in Swindon. Ha! Wonder if she had a pizza. Oh, no. I wouldn't be going in there. Would you? Would you? Nerve agent. Very dangerous. I'm not quite sure what it is, to be honest. Nerve agent. But I gather from news programmes that you don't need an awful lot of it. Just a tiny little amount is enough to do you in. And that's it. You know, it's not like a cold, is it? Where you have, I'm going to be ill for a few days. No, it finishes you off. Although, fortunately, no one's died yet. They're being kept alive. I wonder how you treat something like that, though. You know, it's not the case of some sort of nasty bacteria in your blood that you can give antibiotics or anything like that to, or you know, the old big C where you'd give it a dose of radiation. I wonder how they treat chemical weapons is illnesses. Is that what you'd say? Chemical weapons is illnesses? I don't know. All very strange and mysterious. Hopefully we'll never have to go there, boys and girls. Shall we do the messages early today? Shall we do them early today? Over on YouTube, good morning, good evening to Simon Gilman, who says, I thought you was doing a karaoke tonight. Not on a Thursday, darling. No one wants me on a Thursday. I'm unwanted and unloved on a Thursday. No, I'm looking for a karaoke on a Thursday night and a Tuesday night and a Sunday night at the moment. I have 3 possibilities, but it's kind of waiting for them to come back, you know, and it's just one of those things, you know. That's the name of the game, and it does everything you do. Tell me, please. An ABBA song. Good evening to Andrew Parker, evening Andrew, who say they blow it out of all proportion. It's just sanctions and that's it. Just a few people being kicked out of each country. Although I probably wouldn't go to Russia at the moment. You know, maybe someone British we could land there on just a normal holiday, you know, where you go round and look at beautiful churches and things like that, you know, and suddenly you're dragged out of church in the middle of us and have your nails removed or something like that in the street for entertainment in front of people. The Japanese have got shows like that on the telly. Have you seen them? Where they do horrible things to people. It's a game show. People are laughing at people's expense. I would never do such a thing. Never in my entire life. Who's on the Facebook? Adam the plumber gets the first message in tonight. Good evening, Adam. Greetings, Adam. Shall we open a phone line? Stand by. Number up. One moment, please. And phone lines are open. If you want to call in at any point, there's the phone line up there. 0208 144 3477. Or you can Skype in. If you have a Skype, then you can Skype in on United Kingdom Talk. Now, don't worry. I don't get desperate for phone calls. It's only there if you want it to. I don't need phone calls to be able to do a show. But if you want to, the number's up there. Feel free to call in. Please have something to say. Not, hello, Chris. Oh, hello. Right, what have you got to say? Oh, just wanted to say hello. Not entertaining, lovey. I know. I mean, if I just came up here and said, oh, hello, and then you'd be bored already. Oh, some of you are probably bored already. Numbers are falling off like flies round here, dear. There's less people watch this show than people have chest infections in London, I'm telling you now. Good evening, Lee West. Evening, Lee. Oh, I've got a bit of radio news coming up in a moment. Bit of radio news, Lee. Yeah, that'll interest you, wouldn't it? Good evening to Evan, who's been very busy last night doing good work. Good evening, Evan. Ray Reynolds is there. Ray Reynolds International. Oh, bless Ray. Oh, dear, it all went wrong yesterday. Ray Reynolds came along to the quiz of the week. From Anglia. He came along to the quiz of the week last night, which I host at the King's Head Theatre Bar. You must come along. Wednesday night, North London, 115 Upper Street in Islington for the quiz, hosted by yours truly. 8:30 is a time. Free! It's free! You don't have to pay to join in. And you can win a £30 bar tab. Well, I'm afraid Ray Reynolds' team didn't win it last night. Oh dear, I don't dare tell you. Horses wouldn't drag it from me. OK, then I will tell you. I will. There were 6 teams started. It was a good night last night. Probably the best quiz of the year so far. It was a good night last night. Nice people, all joining in, all having fun. And there were 6 teams started. 5 teams finished. Sometimes people drop out. Only 1 team dropped out last night. So we had 5 teams by the end of the night. And where did Ray Reynolds come? Where did Ray Reynolds' team come? Were they first, as they are many, many times? No, I'm afraid not. Not first. Were they second? Not second. Not third or not fourth. They were last. What happened, Ray? Dear me, there were some thick people in your team last night, weren't they? Thick, dear. How stupid can you be? I nearly started handing out dunce caps. Do you remember those? Dunce caps, like witches' hats with a big D on. It all went wrong for poor Ray Reynolds last night, who, incidentally, I spoke to on the phone earlier this morning. Ray Reynolds is one of my closest friends, and he's very excited because they've opened a new Audi near him. Oh, wait till those savings come flooding in there, dear. Wonderful. You'll go into Audi with 10 quid, you'll fill up 2 bags full of shopping, and you'll come out of there with £1 change. I kid you not. I was in there earlier today. Yes, of course I still go to Waitrose. Yes, I do. But I also do shopping. You've got to be a savvy shopper. You've got to learn what's cheap there, what's cheap. I have learned not to buy the yoghurt from Morrison's. £1 a pot. It's 5p cheaper in Waitrose. In Aldi, it's 68 pence a pot. Huge savings, dear. Huge. I went in there today. I had a whole carrier bag full of shopping. Now, what did I have? Potatoes, peppers, because I've got a campfire stew on downstairs in the slow cooker, which should be ready at about half an hour after I finish the show, because I've got to put something in towards the end, you know. Campfire stew, what is it? Okay, it's very spicy. The spices in there are cumin, and now I've cut down on the cumin because it's been far too strong recently, the cumin, and it's not a pleasant. I don't like the smell of cumin, to be honest, so only a small bit of cumin. I put a lot of paprika in it, like that. There's chilies, there's garlic, there's carrots, there's onions, there's peppers, there's mushrooms, tinned tomatoes, chopped up tomatoes, tomato paste, what's that stuff? Tomato puree, there's kidney beans, there's baked beans, and it's been in the slow cooker since 1 o'clock this afternoon, and it's bubbling away. Like a witch's cauldron, bubbling away. I'll get you, my pretties, and your little dog too. Yes, it's bubbling away in the slow cooker downstairs. And towards the end, in the last half hour, you put in corn cubes, which are little. It's a vegetarian thing. Corn cubes, which are really just tasteless pieces. I believe it's part of the mushroom family. It's tasteless pieces that whatever you put them in, it takes on the flavour. So I'll have a nice spicy thing. There's an entire packet of chilli and garlic in there. Oh, we love it. Don't come and try and kiss me afterwards. You won't like that. You won't like that. Someone says, do you use the self-service in Waitrose? You mean the scanners? Yes, I do. But it's annoying. And I'll tell you why. Because you get to the thing and you can only pay with a card. If you want to pay with cash, as I like to do, you have to call someone over. And there's never anyone there anymore. The girl who used to be there, Michelle, I haven't seen her for a while. I don't know what's happened to her. I loved Michelle in Waitrose. She's fab because she don't care. She don't care. You go, all right, Shell. Oh, hello, how are you? Yeah, I'm all right. Lovely to see you, Shell. Yeah, what you doing in here today? What do you mean? She said you don't want to come in on a Sunday. I mean, look at them in here today. Horrible people. Anyway, you ready, love? And then she put me through the till. Well, I haven't seen her for ages. Ain't seen her for ages. Funny, innit? So I do still go to Waitrose, yes. Don't worry about that, as you asked. Thank you, Derren. Yes, this is my spring backdrop. I'm glad you like it, my love. Look at that. Spring has sprung. The Easter rabbit is on the way. The Easter bunny is coming towards you now. Be very careful. Good evening, Kimwit. Evening, Matthew Joplin. Sean Lee's there. Good evening, Sean. Good evening, Gary W. How lovely to see you on there. Just update on my latest charity. We've collected over 350 Easter eggs for Gary does a lot of charity work for Great Ormond Street Hospital so far. With 9 more days of collecting, looks like we smashed last year's total of 380 eggs. So we're hoping we can donate some to Children's Cancer Unit at the UCL and Children's Ward at the Whittington. It never stops to amaze me how kind people are. That's a fantastic amount of eggs, isn't it? Wow, 380 eggs. Charity, always got a great deal of time for people who do charity stuff. I've noticed on Facebook, I don't know how I don't think it's very successful actually. People that have birthdays now on Facebook are asked if they want to create like a charity event. And let me see if I can find one. Let's see if I can probably find one on here. Oh, there we are, one right at the top there. Right, there's a bloke here. Let's have a look. Is there only one there? Yeah, there's only one there. All right. How do we do this? Okay, so someone's birthday, and he's raising money for refuge. And I won't say who it is because that's probably like a private thing. It says, because my birthday falls around International Women's Day and Mother's Day, and because I'm a proud feminist, I've decided to follow someone's lead and ask for donations for refuge instead of gift cards or gifts. And there seems to be a lot of that going on at the moment, where people raise money for a specific charity. And I did wonder how successful that was, whether many people donate. Now, I think he's got the thing... He's had the thing going now for a couple of weeks, and he's raised about half of what I think he wanted to raise about 500 quid. So he's raised about 220 quid. So it's about... The thing is, now I know this person, and I have no doubt in my mind that he is raising it for the charity. But the thing is, how do you know? Oh, sorry, has the phone number disappeared? I beg your pardon. One moment, please. There we are. Phone number has reappeared. Are you calling in today, dear? How's the Slimming World going, Derren? We want to know about your Slimming World, lovey. Yes. It does make me wonder sometimes, could you set up like a thing like that on Facebook and keep the money for yourself? That's the difficulty, isn't it? It's a little bit like giving to people in the street. There are plenty of homeless people, proper homeless people who have no homes and no money who you want to give money to. Unfortunately, there are also many people who are not homeless and not short of money who make a living out of begging in the street. How do you know which ones are genuine and which ones aren't? I mean, I can't lie to you. I've never given anything to anyone in the street because of that. You may think that's a little bit harsh, but I don't know. Now, I do. I give to a little charity, I do. But how do you know? And it's a similar thing on the Facebook, isn't it? Do you know that that person is raising money for that? I mean, what happens when they get to the target? Whatever, 200 quid. Do they then send the money to that person? Does it go into their account in the hope that it ends up in the account in the charity that they say it's going to end up in? Interesting. I don't know if Facebook have got anything in place for that, really, but it'd be interesting to see that. But certainly with Easter eggs, I very much doubt that Gary W. will be eating all the Easter eggs, will you, Gary? Where on earth do you store 380 Easter eggs? You must have a very big house, dear. Bigger than mine. Is it? There's your phone number up there, 020-8144-3477 if you want to call in. Or Skype in as well on United Kingdom Talk, okay? Evening, Kevin Bell. Good evening, Kevin, in the USA. evening, Andy, who's enjoying the evening shows. Thank you, Andy. Good evening to Shania. Shania, I did put up earlier, we'd be on around about 9 o'clock tonight, but we're a little bit early. And Shania said, oh, well, I'll stay up then. What time do you go to bed then, Shania? Are you like it? Oh, no, who's this? Just a minute now. Oh, hang on a minute. Don't say my mate's arrived and I haven't noticed. He'd go mad. My mate said he was going to pop up tonight. I don't know if he's there or not. 1 minute. Let's see where he is. I've got this thing on here, findyourfriends.com. Have you got that on your iPhones? And it tells you where people are, assuming that they have agreed to let you know where they are. No, it's still at his house, I think. Hang on a minute. Let's see if that jumps anywhere. Just double check that. He'll go mad. It should ring anyway. He should ring a doorbell if he's here, shouldn't he? There we are. Let's put that back there. Good. Where was I? Yes, Shania, do you go to bed at like 9 o'clock at night? My sister does that. Sometimes I ring her at 8:30. She's already in bed with the Netflix on her little mobile iPad-y tablet device thing. What's she got? Amazon Fire. No, Amazon Fire? No, incorrect. Amazon Kindle. She watches stuff on there. Not me, unfortunately. Probably a good job as well for the things I say about her. Good evening to Danny Davis, who does a bit of radio in Wales, don't you? He's in the valley. Danny Davis in the valley in Wales, in Wales. Good evening, Danny. Mark Kepner there. Glenda. Hello, Glenda. Welcome to the show. Evan says, my army days, Chris, chemical weapons, 3 atropine injections and then diazepam tablets after every injection. Oh, is that what they do to, if you've got a chemical... what would you call it? A chemical infection? A chemical damage to your body? I don't know what they'd call it there. Hello, Jamie Clark, who's had his house blessed today. Found a noose hanging from a wooden beam in my attic. Yes, dear. Get it blessed. You must be exercised, dear. Exercise. Yes. What's that programme? The Exorcist, when the head turns round and she says those rude things about her mother. Dreadful people, dear. Alan Russell, good evening, Alan. Tell us all what made you go into music, DJ and karaoke. All right, okay. I was at my sister's engagement party and there was this bloke on the stage with a little mobile disco and flashing lights and I saw it and I said, I want to do that. So I did. That was it. That's what made me want to go into it. Okay, and before I was doing that, I had a pirate radio station years and years and years ago. I did. Usually it's the other way round, you know, you be a DJ in a club or a mobile disco and then you do radio, but I did it the other way around. So I did a pirate radio station and then I got into a little bit of DJing after that. All right, correct, Andrew. Hello to Pearl. Say you've heard her singing My Heart Will Go On. Have I heard Pearl singing that? Here, far, wherever you are, la da 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 da. Keith George is in the house. He's been on a plane today, haven't you, darling? Yes, business class, I hope, lovey. Thank you. Are you allowed to come, not being queer? Yeah, only if you want to, Evan. Anyone can come, dear. Don't worry about that, lovey. Doors are open to everyone, cats as well. Cats just walk into this place. Isn't it nice to be chosen by an animal? You have to be chosen by a cat. Never go up to a cat because they just sit there and look at you. You have to wait. Here, pussy, pussy. And they come running over. They have chosen you. Yes. It's nothing. It's so lovely. Sometimes I walk to the swimming pool and I do. It's a lovely walk, actually, through the grounds of somewhere called Southfield Park. And on the way, past some houses as well, and on the way there, you can be walking, and suddenly, meow, and a cat comes running towards you. It has chosen you. You are like a disciple. You're like it has become a follower. A follower. There's nothing better than being chosen by a cat. I was chosen today by a little dog, a poodle. Well, it looked like a poodle. It was a bit flatter than a poodle. I don't know what it was. It looked like a cross between a Yorkshire Terrier and a poodle. And that chose me today. It came up to me and it snuggled his little nose in between my legs. And the woman apologised. That's all right, darling, as long as it's not trying to bite me, dear. You know, a lot like those ghastly Alsatians. Oh, they're always so angry, aren't they? What is it that makes an Alsatian angry? Is it because they're so ugly? Are ugly people more angry because they're ugly? I should be very angry with myself, shouldn't I, really? When you think about it. Huh? No, Ray Reynolds, you were not third last night. You were last. You were last. Do you want me to go downstairs and get the bit of paper? Don't worry, I'll keep those scores, my dear. I will go downstairs if you want me to and get the paper to read exactly the amount of points that you got last night. No, you were 5th out of 5. Shocking. Hardly worth the train fare, was it, dear? They are. He was 5th. Oh. Paul says they've got a new Iceland opening in Enfield Town. Now, Iceland is a good place. That's cheap, and they've got a whole Slimming World section there. I'm pleased to tell you I lost the 2.5 pounds that I gained. Last week I gained 3. I lost 2.5. I'm bang on target at 12 stone today. Although I've been a little bit naughty today, Paul. I cannot lie to you. Bless me, Father, for I have sinned. I have been to Marks and Spencer's and purchased 2 scones. I had 2 scones today because we usually go out to afternoon tea once a week, and we haven't been this week, you see. So I thought, well, in that case, you can have a little treat of 2 scones with clotted cream and jam, and some little chocolate bunnies, which I bought from Hotel Chocolate. I happened to be walking past there, and this woman came, would you like one of these? Oh, yes, please. Well, I had this little chocolate bunny with caramel in the middle. Oh, it was delicious. So I bought some. Bought a little packet, only small packets, a little packet for myself and a little packet for my friend. That's okay. You can do that once a week, just not every day, you see. Not every day. Good evening, Kevin Webster. Welcome to the show. Can meat be added to campfire stew? Yes, yes, indeed. Whatever, really. Bits of chicken, bits of beef, whatever you decide. You can put what you like in there. I choose to put corn cubes in there. You can put anything you like in there. Good evening to Steve, David, Christopher Murray, whose birthday it is today. Yes, I know, Steve. And you will be sung to at the end of the show, as all birthdays come at the end of the show, dear. Do not worry about that. You have not been forgotten. You have not been forgotten. Andy made a casserole. Stupid mistake, thinking to put OXO granules. Put Asda strong coffee in. Oh. Have you tried it? I bet it's quite nice, actually. Imagine that, putting coffee in instead of gravy. Reminds me of an old Only Fools and Horses sketch. I'm sure it does. On the phone, down to Cornwall, and Evan, who's watching tonight. Good evening, Evan.
Good evening, Chris. How are you this morning?
A very, very good evening. Just talk for a little bit so we can tune into your accent. Otherwise, we won't understand a bloody word you're saying.
Well, the thing is, I said good morning, and you're normally in the evening, Chris. You know what I mean? So that was good. You know what I mean? I'm just actually trying to trigger something here because nobody else is phoning your great show tonight. So I thought I would step up and let's get some telephone conversation going.
Oh, that's okay. I actually don't worry too much about no one. That's bad. What's that on? Just a minute. I've got to move something. There's something in the way that I've completely ruined the position of a camera. Oh, that'll do. Sorry. Carry on, sir. Carry on. Yeah, we don't worry too much about lack of calls as long as everyone's happy listening. And some people, they can't do a show without a call. Have you ever heard? Oh, there's one bloke on LBC years ago. It was years and years ago, and he was on there, and he was rabbit, and no one was calling in, and he was due It was a 4-hour show. After half an hour, he'd run out of stuff to say. And he was just really repeating the phone number, and it just didn't work. I didn't hear him again after that. Never mind.
Well, the thing is, Chris, you know what I mean? This evening show is a really good idea. Fabulous.
It's nice to chat.
I haven't heard anybody swearing yet so far.
Well, sometimes they swear. It doesn't bother me, to be honest. It's ever so quick. You might get one swear word in, and then you're cut off. I mean, what's the point? There's no point, is there? Really. Listen, now, you're a spaceman, aren't you? You're a space-type person. Got your own observatory. Can I ask a question? May I ask a question? Because I've come across a story in the Daily Mail.
Well, I tell you one thing right now. If it's the Daily Mail, Chris, it must be true.
That is exactly.
You can always ask me anything you want.
That is what I was going to say. Here we go. Look at this. Now, NASA will be unable to defend our planet against a doomsday asteroid. that could smash into the Earth in 2135, a chilling study has revealed. Researchers found it might be impossible to stop the space rock, which is the size of the Empire State Building, from careering into Earth next century, 2135. Now, will we be around at that point?
No and no. You know what I mean? It's ridiculous. We have actually projections of asteroid near-Earth passes, yes, for the next 567 years, and the closest one will ever come is half the distance between our moon to our Earth. Okay, so you can sit there pretty safe, Chris, and you can sue the Daily Mail because that's all bollocks.
They're all lying, are they? Are they lying? I was going to go out and get a special... Do they do special umbrellas, you know, for this sort of thing? So that if an asteroid... I mean, presumably, you'd look up and you'd see it. This is definitely, coming towards me. It would get brighter and brighter, wouldn't it?
Well, the thing is, at the end of the day, if you could actually look up and see it, it's too late, Chris.
Oh, really?
You know what I mean? But you always hear about all these people that say, yes, the end of the world will be on the 14th of June, 2019, etc. So I've been hearing that for the last 20, 30, 40 years. You know what I mean?
This happens
you can take it from me as a professional scientist working with NASA, if there's anything going to be happening, Chris, if I know about it, I'll let you know.
Please let us know immediately on the bat phone. We need to know these things. Similar with a nuclear explosion. You know, if you look over, and you're not supposed to look at the bright light, the white bright light, is there any point, once you've seen that, in hiding?
No. What you do is my old military days, and if you see the light, what you do is you open your legs, you put your head between your legs, and you kiss your backside goodbye, Chris.
I wonder what it's like to be vaporised. I think that is the correct term, vaporised. So 1 minute you're there, the next minute you're a ball of gas.
Well, the thing is, we all end up as dust in the universe, Chris. You know what I mean? I shed a tear at Professor Steve Hawking's passing yesterday. Yeah. That man inspired me into my science career, as did Sir Patrick Moore.
Yeah.
But we start at the universe and we end up in the universe.
Yeah.
It's
funny.
One of these things. It depends on what you think. You know what I mean? What your faith is. It's everybody is entitled to their own opinion. What happens after we're dust?
It's funny with the Stephen Hawking's thing. He's one of those people that you would just expect to be around forever and ever, don't you? There's certain, like the Queen, Stephen Hawking. I have to say, Bruce Forsyth, all people that have always been there when you and I were little people. I can't remember a time where I didn't know of like Bruce Forsyth, Stephen Hawking, but certain people like that. And you just expect them to be around forever and ever, don't you?
I can wholeheartedly agree with you there, because I actually thought that as well. I thought, his condition, he wasn't expected to live over 25.
2 years, wasn't it?
76 years, you know what I mean? And, the man's mind, my word, that man's mind, nobody can match it. I'm sorry, you know what I mean? He outstripped Einstein, for God's sake, Chris.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. What a clever man. Well, Evan, you have a lovely evening, clever. Sir. Perhaps you've started off the phone calls tonight.
I will not stay on the phone any longer. Yeah, get somebody else a chance to phone here. It's a pleasure as always, Chris.
And you too.
I'll keep in touch.
Lots of love to your missus. Oh, have you gone?
She's actually here. She says love back. No, she says love back.
Yeah, tell her I said hello. See you, Evan. Bye-bye now.
Okay, bye.
There we are. Evan down there in Cornwall calling in tonight. Was that an excellent call? Let me just rate that call. They asked on the Skype thing what the call was like. Andrew says, I've been on the planet 45 years. Oh, come on, Andrew. I've seen your picture, dear. 45? Come on, love. We're all friends around here, dear. There's no need to lie about your age. Andrew says, I've been on the planet 45 years and I've lost count of the number of times the world is going to end. Yeah, you're quite right. And it's like 2 or 3 times a year, isn't it now? Usually around September, October, isn't it? We usually get one in June, July, and one in September, October, when the world is going to end. I wonder what it'll be this year. And will it be, it's written in the Bible or the Quran or the what's the Jewish one? Oh, what's the Jewish one? Oh, they carry it in that great big thing, don't they? Oh, I can't remember what that's called now. Anyway, in one of the holy books, it definitely says that the world is going to end this time, and nothing happens. We all sit here looking at the sky. Nothing happens, dear. Nothing. Let's have a look there. Matthew says, more snow at the weekend, yeah, unfortunately, and possibly some down south this time. Not looking forward to that. Fortunately, I'm not working Sunday, so I won't have to leave the house. Although I have to go to church Sunday morning, so I don't know. Alan says, I gave my daughter £10 pocket money last week. She gave it to a guy sleeping on the street with a dog. Did you know he was homeless? This is the problem, Alan, I have giving to people in the street. I don't know which ones are definitely homeless and which ones aren't. More likely, I bought sandwiches and cups of tea for people before and had them rejected. Oh, can I have the money instead? No, I bought you something to eat. So they can't be that desperate if they can refuse the food and the tea, surely. Difficult to tell. Very, very difficult. Very, very difficult. All right, Kevin. Lee says, I get people asking for money all the time. Facebook should do something about it. Yeah, it's on the face. There's a lot of these charities on that Facebook, isn't there? I'm falling behind on these messages. Let's just do some of these. Shania goes to bed at 9 o'clock at night. That's early, Shania. Nothing to do on the Isle of Wight, lovey. Is there no nightclub open till 3 or 4 in the morning on the Isle of Wight? Surely there is. Perhaps you should open one, Shania. Shania's nightclub. I'm liking the sound of it. I can come and do your karaoke for you once a week. How's that? Is there a little... What's that thing? What's that called? And it floats across the... Hovercraft. God, they're noisy things, aren't they? Great big fans. You like that, aren't you? I do love a hovercraft. Who's calling in, please? Hello.
Hello.
Hello, who's that?
Can you hear me?
I can indeed. You're in full stereo tonight. It's lovely.
Oh, very good. How are you, Chris? This is Derren calling.
Who is that?
Derren.
Ah, good evening, Derren. How are you tonight, dear? You're enjoying our pink background there.
It's very, is that, oh, no, it's not autumnal, is it? What is it? Spring?
It is spring, dear. Yes, spring has sprung. The rabbits are jumping around as we speak, dear.
You've got a lovely dark pink glow about you. You look like you've got some kind of skin complaint.
Yes.
But,
no, it's liver failure.
It looks very nice. It suits you.
Liver failure.
So, of course, I'm ringing in just to plug my TV show, obviously.
Can I tell them who
Why
you
else
are?
would I be? You're very... Yes, of course.
This is Derren Litten. Who's Derren Litten? Come on, the name's ringing a bell, isn't it? This is the writer of the most fantastically funny programme, Benidorm, which you're all watching at the moment, boys and girls, in Series 10. Now, how many series did Dad's Army have? I don't think they had 10, did they?
Oh, I don't think so. When we were coming up to 10, we had a little look how many
did you compare?
sitcoms got to 10 series, and obviously I've forgotten them all. I can't tell you.
I could quickly look those up for you if you want, but 10 series is...
If it's not all about me, I'm not really interested, Chris, let's be honest.
But it's really something else to get to 10 series on a TV show, isn't it?
Yeah, it's amazing, and we had like a really big celebration, and we did a screening of the first episode.
Yeah.
And we did like a sort of documentary thing before the series started, and then we had a big party at the Mayfair Hotel, and it was all quite posh and marvelous. And it's only then that it sort of struck me. I thought, God, that is quite an achievement. I don't mean for myself. I mean, it's not, it's not just me.
It is an achievement.
People that work on this show.
It is an achievement for yourself. You're the one who pulled it all together, aren't you? There would be no show without you.
If it was just me, it'd be a pretty terrible show. Just me reading it out. No, I'm so proud of everyone in the show, and of course we're doing to kind of celebrate the 10 years. We're taking it on the road. We're taking it into theatres. So you must come and see it on tour.
I'd love to. Now, whereabouts are you going to be with the? Because I'm hoping to meet up with you at some point, and we'll do a little video with you sitting there. I could come round. I don't know where we would meet. Where would you want to meet?
Oh yeah.
Yours?
Well, I'll come to you. Are you Bracknell?
Oh yeah, you're welcome to come here. Yeah, yeah.
I'll come. I think the last time I went to Bracknell, is there a ski slope there? Dry ski slope?
There is indeed. Oh, you don't go on that dangerous thing skiing, dear. Oh my
I
word!
went on that about 20 years ago with Catherine Tate.
Well, it's
There
still
should be a
there.
plaque there.
It's still there because, of course, Benidorm isn't the only thing you've written, is it?
No. Before that, I did 2 series of the Catherine Tate show, writing for Catherine and appearing in the show as an actor. I don't really act anymore. Even I won't employ myself as an actor now.
Oh, come on, you're not that bad, are you?
I can't afford me. my rates have gone up. The tour dates, I'll tell you where we're going. We're going all over the place. We're going to Newcastle, Edinburgh. We start in September in Newcastle. Edinburgh, Stoke-on-Trent, Dublin we go to. Whole new theatre, where I'm from, of course. Milton Keynes, I think, at the moment is probably the nearest place we get to.
Right.
And then
What, you mean to London,
Plymouth
yeah?
and Bradford, Southampton. There's loads and loads of Manchester, and we're in Birmingham for the whole of December. So that should be good fun.
Wow. And how much are the tickets for that? What do they start at?
Oh, they're so reasonable, I can't even tell you. It's just practically nothing. More or less giving them away. Do you know, I have absolutely no clue. I think they start from around sort of 12, 15 quid, I think. So, you know, reasonable prices.
Who can we expect to see in the stage show, Derren?
Well, we have an embarrassment of riches. We have Miss Sherry Houston. I don't know if you've heard of her.
Yeah, of course,
one of the Loose Women.
Yeah.
Talking of Loose Women, Tony Maudsley, we've got him in it as well. He plays Kenneth.
Yes.
Who else? Shelley Longworth, who plays Sam, the rep,
right.
the holiday rep in the show. Adam Gillan, who plays what's his character's name? Oh God, my mind's gone blank.
Is he
Liam.
is he the boy?
Plays Liam.
The thick boy.
The little,
is it
little
in?
thick ginger.
That's the one, isn't
bless
it? Yeah,
him.
yeah.
Janine Davitsky, the legend that is Janine Davitsky, and of course Jake Canuso, the world's oldest living Spanish barman.
You obviously get on well with him to be able to say that.
You have to come and see it.
I will come and see it. We've got some people asking you. Evan wants to know, are you going to Cornwall?
Cornwall?
Yeah.
In a word, no.
No. Oh, well.
And because my geography is so terrible, is Southampton near Cornwall? I genuinely have no idea. Is that terrible?
No, Southampton, I think, is Hampshire. Cornwall is, okay, so you've got the country right in front of you, but go down right to the bottom and go left. So it's that bit that sticks out. That bit that not...
Plymouth?
Yeah, yes, that way. Yes, sort of Plymouth way.
There you go. Come see us in Plymouth.
So, are you doing Plymouth, are you?
Yes, Plymouth in October, yeah.
Well, that's not too far away. Alan says he misses the Catherine Tate show. Any chance of some more of that?
Not from me. I think Catherine is about to tour, I think. I don't know if I'm allowed to... Oh, God, I probably shouldn't have said that. She mentioned that the other night, but maybe that's not for public consumption.
Okay.
We'll edit that bit out when it goes out live.
What do you mean live? This is live, dear. We're on air now. Millions of people all over the world, dear, watching this programme, love. You thought your statistics were good. You haven't seen mine yet.
Can you ask both your listeners to forget I said that?
What do you mean both? What do you mean both?
I've had your listeners by tuning in. By ringing in.
Oh, dear. Oh, well, good luck.
So come and see the tour. We've still got quite a few weeks left on the telly. So then, of course, there's the box set, the big 10-series box set that'll be ready for, well before Christmas. So that's, is there anything else I can sell?
I was going to say, a box set of 10 series. How much are you making out of those, dear? What are they, about 40 quid? How much do you get out of that? Probably 0.0001 pence or something like that.
Oh, no, Chris, come on, you know, I hardly make a bean from this show. I do it purely for the love. I'm sitting here in my squalid bedsit in North London, tiny candle on the window ledge. You know. I'll have to ring off soon because I can't afford this phone bill.
Are you having a laugh? This is a local London number. You probably got this as part of
true.
your. I bet you still got the Mercury. Do you remember the Mercury 1-to-1 phones? Do you remember those? They were the
yes,
first.
I had one.
They were the first
I had
phone.
one.
Yeah, they were the first phone that came out, and you could call as many people as you wanted, and it wouldn't cost you anything. Do you remember that?
It was unbelievable. But before that, did you ever have a rabbit phone? And you had to go into the street and find a little sign, a picture of a rabbit. Not any rabbit, but do you remember that?
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, they were.
I was stupid enough to have one of those.
That was very short-lived, that whole rabbit thing. I used to see this thing, and I'd look at it, and I'd think, well, who's actually going to buy one of those? And I just imagined that not many people would have one of those. And at last...
Who would be stupid enough to buy one? Yes, I did buy one of those.
At last I found someone who actually had one here.
I wish I still had it. It's probably worth a fortune now.
Well, I mean, how did anyone call you? No one could call you, could they? It was just like an outgo to a bit like...
They could call you if you were standing near a rabbit sign. You'd sit there and say, I wonder if Derren's standing near a rabbit sign at the moment. Let me give him a try. Oh, no. He's not on the phone again.
You would have been better with a CB radio. I had one of those. Did you have one of those?
No, but my Auntie Betty, she was a demon on that CB radio.
Was she?
She used to sit there and say, break, whatever. If anybody wants my recipe for steak and kidney pudding, crank it up to level 22 or something.
Channel, dear. Channel 22.
Channel, yeah. So, yes, I remember very fond memories of CB radio, but no, I never had a go myself. How many candles are you burning?
Sorry, what'd you say then?
How many candles are you burning? That's
How
what
many
she used to say to people.
Don't. 55 now. I can't believe I've got to 55.
Dear God.
Yeah, I'm 55. What, are you about 45?
You've done very well. We've only known each other for about 100 years, Chris. So,
that's true. Remember those happy days in the black cap? Do you think that'll ever open again? I don't. I can't see it happening.
No, I don't think so. Probably not. I don't know where. See, because I don't really go. I occasionally, as you know, pop up in your up to the central station to do a bit of karaoke. Yeah. Have to, as you know, my job description demands that I do karaoke at least once a month.
Incognito.
But if I'm not at my place in Spain, I have to come over to see you at the central station.
Would you ever retire? Would you not retire, but would you live in Spain permanently?
Well, for the last we've only had the place for about 5 years, and in all that time, obviously when we're filming, because the show takes about 5 months to film since we went to 1 hour episodes, which is since series 3. So I lived 6 months in Spain anyway. Okay. So it's sort of, but I would personally, I think that's the long-term goal really, is to spend most of the time in Spain.
You would retire to Spain. I thought a few times, actually. I know that elderly people who have retired go to Spain.
Sorry, are we still talking about me?
Yes.
None taken. Yes, elderly people.
Elderly people actually go to Spain for the whole of winter. Now, when I say winter, a lot of people think, October. Now, October isn't winter. We're talking sort of end of December, January, February, March.
Yeah, to end of Feb, more or less. They used to. Well, see, when the euro was, the pound was stronger. I beg your pardon. They used to go there, and it was cheaper because, of course, they could still draw their pension there. It was cheaper to go there than it was to stay in the UK and pay their heating bills. Mm. But that was all years ago now.
Well, I gather you can sort of rent, because no one goes on holiday in those times, so that the hotels literally rented out a room to them for something silly like £200.
You can get amazing bargains. Yeah, absolutely.
For sort of £200.
I think you're sending Sherry Hewson away for a few months, so she doesn't get too cold over here.
Yeah, so I mean that's something to think about. But I thought about when my mother and father died, I put me money into property, but it's all here. And I did think about the Spanish thing, but I kept seeing these stories, land grab and all that, and they were building places, and people were buying them, and then they were coming up, well, hang on a minute, this is all illegal. We're having it all back, and then you've lost everything, haven't you? I have a similar thing.
The thing is,
sorry.
So no, I was just going to say that when we bought our place there, you have to do all the searches. Very similar to what they do here, but the only difference is in Spain, of course, nobody gets a survey done, which is very odd. For the all these searches about land, because of course, a lot of families own properties, and if all of the family members didn't sign over their part of either the land or the property, then there might be a stray, daughter or niece or somebody hanging about in Madrid or somewhere that suddenly appears and says, hang on a minute, 20% of this house is mine. But yeah, you've got to do all the, see what they won't pay for solicitors, you see. It's quite it is a bit slapdash in Spain. I'm not, it's very, you've got to be very thorough.
You're spending that amount of money. You'd want it all done properly, wouldn't you? But did you know any English? I don't know. Any English who lost property at all yourself?
No, not in Benidorm. No, I mean I know a lot of people there now, but no, the people I know there really tend to be sort of cabaret acts and people that own bars or hotels and stuff. So they're a little bit more canny. I mean, I've very casually met people in Spain that went on holiday and got drunk and bought a bar while on holiday.
Right.
I mean, I've met at least 3 couples that did that. Of course, it all ended in disaster.
That's madness, isn't it? Madness.
I mean, just can't beggars belief. I can't believe it. But I'm very, very, very happy. We've got a house about 20 minutes from Benidorm, just enough to dip into the madness when you want to.
Yeah.
And then to
last time
lie
I was
by the pool when you're not.
I was in Benidorm. 1983 was the last time, and that was my honeymoon.
Oh.
It was.
We know what success that was.
The one thing I remember about Benidorm is going in for English breakfast. So we went in for it, and we were served frankfurters that had been fried like sausages. And I thought, well, this isn't an English. And these bits of bacon were just like, I don't know what they were. It was all fat. There was nothing on there, dear. It was just about the eggs.
That was many years ago, Chris. I'm as an ambassador to Benidorm, I'm here to tell you that, you can get the best. Go to the Yorkshire Pride pub. That's where you should go in Benidorm.
Pride. Oh, yeah.
And you'll get they've got three bars there, and you'll get the best English breakfast you've ever had.
I'm just remembering all these things now. And I remember there was like, we went on these little trips, and it was a coach trip to the to some market, and there was all this gold stuff. And do you want to buy it? No, I don't want it. Well, it's 50.
Oh, they still have those.
It was 50, whatever it was. Potatoes? 50 pesetas?
Oh, yeah, pesetas.
50 pesetas. No, I don't want. Well, 40 then. No, I don't want 30. Well, what do you want to pay for one of these? Don't want one. Go away. And this monkey, someone had a monkey. And they brought it over to us, and I think my wife was trying to pet it a little bit, and then I think it asked for money, and sort of we walked off. So it turned around and bashed her on the back. This monkey. They're very well trained. Huh? Have you still got the monkeys there?
I've not seen. There's a bloke with an owl, oddly enough, stands on the high street. He's branched out a bit. Literally branched out. You didn't get that joke, did you?
No, do it again. I didn't hear it.
I'm wasted on you. I really am.
What did you say? We'll put that in the show, and we'll see if we laugh at that one.
He branched out. Yes, I'll put it in Series 11. Maybe you'll get it then. You can watch it again on +1.
Andrew says, I remember the rabbit phones. Mickey Pearce from Only Fools and Horses used to do the TV ads for them. Oh, I don't remember that. I don't remember
but
that.
Do you know what? That's so odd, because who did I meet in Benidorm last year when we were filming? I was sitting in I just had dinner in Albeer, which is about 15 minutes from Benidorm, in a nice Thai restaurant. We went across the road for coffee, and there's a guy sitting there, and I was talking to, actually, it was David O'Reilly. I just saw the show last night. He played the drunken clown.
Right.
That was in the episode that was on TV last night. So I was sitting there and chatting, and I said, "Oh, you know that Mickey Pearce is doing a show in Benidorm. I don't know what kind of show, some kind of, audience with a sort of thing." And this bloke in the corner went, "Oi!" And we turned around and went, "Hello?" And he said, "Mickey Pearce?" I went, "Yes." And he went, "That's me." And I went, "No, it's not. You don't look anything like you." He went, "Mickey Pearce, only fools and horses, that's me." And I went, "No, you got the voice a little bit, but you don't look nothing like him." He's like, because I'm thinking of the show 35 years ago. There's this bloke with weird dyed hair and and I was like, "Oh my God!" And yeah, I'm doing the show up the Rincon. The Rincon is the up the Rincon. It's a part of Benidorm just before you get to the sort of sea. Anyway, So we're chatting with him, and he said to me, "What are you doing here?" Well, I'd been chased down the road by his manager about a week previously.
Right.
"Can you put Mickey Pearce in Benidorm?" And I said, "Oh, we're just here on holiday. Thank you very much." And we drank our drink and we took off.
You must get that a lot. People saying, "Oh, so and so, can you get them apart and all that?" But you must get that all the time.
All the time. And the thing is, you see, what I'm very happy about is that nobody, I'm not recognizable. Nobody knows who I am. But in Benidorm, unfortunately, it's quite a small-knit community, and a lot of people do know. So I spend
Have you got a little mask you can wear?
Running down the street trying to get away from people.
Maybe a little Tony Blair mask or something like that you could wear as you walk along the street.
You know what? We went out one night with a few of the actors, and as a disguise, I thought this was genius. They all wore their own face as a mask. So we had their pictures on a colour photocopier, put it on card, and like Matteo wore the Matteo mask, Sherry wore the Joyce Templeton mask, and everybody sort of went, "Oh, very good," and pointed and laughed, but just kept walking, so they didn't get hassled at all. It was genius.
Or do you watch Doctor Who?
No, I don't.
Well,
What's happening there?
There's like a character on there called the Ood. The Ood. I can see you in an Ood mask. Look it up. I think it's ODE. Wonderful. I think you'd look good as an Ood.
This is not going to be very flattering. All right.
Paul says he thought the Chuckle Brothers were great last night.
Who were?
The Chuckle Brothers.
The Chuckle Brothers.
He really enjoyed the Chuckle.
Do you know what? They were fantastic. And on the last day of filming, Paul Chuckle, the taller one, he slipped in his hotel room and broke 2 ribs and couldn't move. Oof. And he had to stay. They were due to leave the next day because they do all these PAs in nightclubs and stuff. Right. So they had like all these PAs lined up, and they couldn't go. So he literally lying on a sunbed in Benidorm. This was in June last year. They had to sit there for another nearly 2 weeks for his ribs until he could fly again. And I kept going over to him saying, "Oh, Paul, I'm so sorry about this." And he's sitting there with a beer in one hand and a fag in the other going, yeah, I thought, it's okay.
I don't think there's a lot they can do with broken ribs other than wait. I think it's a case
you can't. Yeah. They couldn't even strap him up or anything. He just had to sit there and drink himself.
And I gather,
very, very happy, very, very pleased to do.
That must hurt when you breathe, because presumably they break inwards. I would just assume they break inwards. So as you breathe, like that, maybe it pushes against your lung or something like that.
He didn't look too clever, I'll say that much. But you know what? A lot of people would have, done and caused an absolute stink. He was so reasonable, much more reasonable than I would have been. It wasn't his. We all said, "Oh, had you had a drink?" And he said, "No." He said it's an air conditioning unit that had dripped.
Just carried on, did he? Yeah.
Yeah, and he'd slipped on it. But anyway, they're back in fine fettle now. We should have them back if we do another series.
Good. Andy wants to know: is there going to be a series 11? Andy, that is.
I don't know. Do you know what? When we did this series for about 6 years, I've been trying to get a live show off the ground. So I wrote this stage show, and then we got some of the actors. Well, first of all, we found out which actors we could get to be in it, and then we said, well, look, to make this sort of commercially viable, we're going to have to tour this for at least 6 months. So basically, we had to book a year off anyway. So an ITV usually make a decision round about now, after like the third episode goes out, but they know that we're taking a year out, so they're not rushing with a decision.
Right.
So I think there was a thing in the newspaper saying that we'd been axed. We absolutely haven't been axed, but we won't know if ITV want another series for a few months. So we shall see.
There you go. There's your answer there, Andy. Well, it'll be an absolute pleasure to have you come round here sometime, my friend. I'll bring the tea out. You'll have all the posh china out, dear, like the Queen's visiting.
Yes, please. Coffee for me, black. Thank you very much. None of that arid tea that you keep swilling down your neck.
Oh, you can have some of that, dear. Number 14, English breakfast tea from Harrods. Or I've got Selfridges at the moment.
No.
I've got Selfridges.
I'll bring me an espresso machine. Thank you very much.
See you, Derren. See you at the karaoke soon. Cheerio now.
Soon. Cheers, Chris.
Thanks for calling in.
Bye.
Bye-bye now. How lovely for that's Derren Litten there, writer of Benidorm, calling in tonight. It wasn't that wonderful to have him calling in, and you got the news about Series 11 not happening yet because they're taking a year out to do the other thing. So the stage show, I think I'll be going to see that definitely. Adam, will you stop pushing that, dear? You can't do that, please. I'm not even going to read it out. I'm going to delete that. Evan's disappeared. Okay, Evan's gone now, hasn't he? All right. I was going to tell you a little bit of radio news, actually. I don't know if Lee is still with us. Lee does a radio show up in Birmingham, I think it is. As you know, I do a music and chat show on Upload Radio on Mondays at 10 o'clock. Now, at the moment, they have 3 stations. 2 of them are closing. I gather it's a money thing. They're not doing too well at all with the money thing, which leaves me on just the one station, online, of course. So, as usual, online, of course. And only on the one station in Wrexham, Liverpool and Chester. That one will carry on, but the one in London and Surrey will close. And the one in North Yorkshire will close. So they're left with just the one station. I got an email from the chaps today thanking us for everything we did, and they hoped that we would stay and all that business. So I don't know what to do, really. When I do one of those radio shows, I don't get paid for that. In fact, you pay to go on it. It's more of a hobby thing than a job. You understand that, It's not actually an expensive holiday. So whenever you hear my music and chat show, that's cost me 20 quid, okay? But that's okay, because I mention all my karaoke stuff and all my quiz stuff and all this stuff on it. So I can use it as advertising. So advertising is a tax-deductible item, so I can claim that back. So actually that 20 quid comes sort of back to me anyway. I'm not quite sure what to do. I could probably find a station where I could do the show live. The music and chat show that I do live. At the moment it's recorded and it is sent up there. And it's quite nice to sit here and just do a recording and not worry. But you do lose something. You lose something by doing a recording. I've always said that. When you do it live, there's more of a spark. Anything goes wrong, it just goes wrong and that's it. And you just cover it and carry on. So I'm kind of wondering whether I should find another little station to go on. And it probably wouldn't cost me 20 quid either. So I don't know I think Lee might have gone there. So that was my little bit of radio news there. All right. Good news, boys and girls. Good news. I've got a reply from Selfridges. Oh, yes, a reply from Selfridges. Now, you remember the afternoon tea we had the other week? Last Thursday, it was actually the afternoon tea we had last Thursday. And it was all right, the service. But what got me is we paid extra for 2 scones. We asked for another couple of scones and they charged us 9 quid, and I wasn't happy with that. And we've got a reply. It's my friend who sent in this, the email to. Was it a complaint? Well, it was a complaint. Yeah, it wasn't a complaint about service or the atmosphere or the cleanliness or the food. It was a complaint about asking for a couple of extra scones when you've paid for an afternoon tea. 40 quid each. 40 quid each. and then they charged us £9 for 2 extra scones, and I was very miffed by that. Very miffed, although I didn't say anything at the time. Anyway, he wrote, they've written back. Thank you once again for your comments regarding your recent visit to the corner restaurant at Selfridges. Once more, I was very sorry to learn of the service you received from the team at the corner restaurant. I can certainly appreciate how disappointing and frustrating this must have been for you, especially as you are regular customers of ours. As per my email, I have investigated the matter and can confirm, even though you have been charged the correct amount for the afternoon tea, and it says we serve 1 scone per person. Now, this may be... This may be... Why are you moaning about 1 scone? I'll tell you why, because everywhere else where we've paid, it's not the cheap thing to do afternoon. You can do it on the cheap, you can. But where we go, it's usually anything between 30 and 50 quid each. Okay? And you just expect you just expect it to flow, the food. If you want any more, you can have more. That's how it's been everywhere else except here. And that's what miffed me. You're probably thinking, oh, it was only 9 quid. No, it's not the point. It's not the point. Anyway, they also added 12.5% service. Now, I did say to my mate, that's quite a normal thing in a restaurant. And if you're not happy with the service, you can always say, well, I'm not happy with the service, I'm not paying that. We were happy with the service. We're just not really used to having a service charge put on. We usually just, give the waitress 10 quid or something like that. Or indeed waiter. It says, we serve 1 scone per person. Not informing you about the extra charge of £9 for 2 scones is not acceptable, which they didn't do. So we asked for these 2 scones, and they arrived. Didn't find out that we'd been charged until the bill arrived at the end. And the tea was weak. We had to send the tea back. It was as weak as anything. It says we couldn't make a decent cup of tea in the first place, considering, and not refill your pot of tea either. Now, again, everywhere else we've been, the tea just keeps coming. And you don't have to ask, it just comes. There, they didn't come back. They put the food down, that was it. Never saw them again. Nice enough girl, don't get me wrong. Lovely staff, but they didn't come back. Just dumped the food there and off they went. Bye-bye. It goes on. Selfridges is committed to providing the best customer service across all areas of business and expect this standard to be delivered at every opportunity. It would appear that was not the case in this instant, and it's raised the concerns with the manager, who recognised that the service you received was unacceptable. I can confirm that the performance trading for the department will be reviewed in order to prevent any reoccurrence and ensure that the team are constantly working within the values that both Selfridges and our customers expect. I'm grateful that you accepted both my apologies and offer of a gift card. I look forward to welcoming you into Selfridges in the near future. So that's fair enough. That's a nice reply. That's a decent reply. Don't you think? That's a decent reply. And that's all well and good. And not only that, look what I got. A Selfridges gift card for the whole amount of the tea, not just the £9. And I think that's very fair that they've done that. I didn't expect that. Certainly didn't expect that. I expected perhaps to be refunded £9. I certainly didn't expect to be refunded the whole value of the tea. So that's very, very good. Very, very impressed with the customer services at Selfridges. The thing is, would we spend that on another afternoon tea? I'm afraid not, because the fact that someone's counting out the scones until you're allowed 1 scone, no, that's not what an afternoon tea is about. It really isn't. Oh, we've got a call coming in. Hello, who's on the line, please?
Hello, Christopher. It's Steve David Christopher Murray.
Hello, Steve. How are you, sir? Are you still waiting for me to sing to your birthday?
I was, because, I need to get an early night. I need my beauty sleep at this wipe all day each at this birthday.
Oh, you want me to sing to you personally?
Yes, what's wrong with that?
All right, then. You ready?
I'm ready.
We got the backing track as well. Don't worry about that.
Oh,
here you go, Stephen. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Stephen. Happy birthday to you. All right?
Oh, fantastic, Christopher. Thank you very much. I'm going to be able to go to bed now and sleep soundly after hearing that.
See, you got that personally. You didn't have to wait for everyone else's. A personal birthday wish.
I'm feeling very, very privileged. Thank you so much, kind sir.
For no extra charge. How are you anyway? Are you going to make an appearance soon? Is it going all right or what? Or not so?
Yes, yes. It's perhaps a little bit more time yet, but yes, I'm hoping to be back in Wharfdale Road. Wharfdale Road, is
Central Station, yes. Yeah, that's the only one I've
Central
got at the
Station.
moment, yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to going back there, and I've been kind of bed practicing, so I've developed a good deep grumble now, ready for when I come and attack my next.
Oh, can we have a little sample of your voice, please?
Well, I mean, it's really deep.
Oh, it is. Kevin's watching. He says he likes your voice very much.
Well, I mean, Kevin, if you want me to speak a little bit deeper,
Oh, I say.
Perhaps I could do some in a world, a galaxy 10 light years away from here.
Star
Elon
Wars.
Musk's car is still floating by. So it's that kind of deep, Christopher, I'm afraid. It's, you see, I'm not going to hit those high notes at the moment.
Well, you can try. How old are you tonight, then?
Yes, I'm of a respectable age.
Are you 40
I don't
yet?
really want to go. Am I what, sorry?
Are you 40 yet?
Oh, please watch that filthy mouth, Christopher. Oh, the language out of you, girl, this evening. Oh,
Not 40 yet, then, no?
Listeners are putting up with it. Say what?
Oh, lovely to hear your voice. Hope you recover soon. All right.
Thank you, Christopher. I'm sure I will. I look forward to seeing all the guys down in Central Station soon. And hello to anybody listening, especially Mary. I miss you.
Mary,
okay, Chris.
Bless her.
Good night, my friend.
Good night, Mr.
Right.
M. See you soon. All right. Bye-bye now.
Bye-bye.
There we are. Steve calling in on his birthday as well. How lovely. Adam said, oh, just a second. Oh, what have I done now? I've just done something on it. What's that? I'm not getting do these messages. There we are. That's better. That's done. Adam's calling. There we are. Good evening, Adam. Oh, hang on. Good evening, Adam.
Good evening, Chris. How are you?
Just about to do your say hi to two new, but then it just stops.
Oh, yes. It was basically to say.
Oh, you're on that bloody phone again, aren't you? That iPhone 7.
How's that? Testing. Is that better?
Yeah, do not move the phone from your mouth. This is
I will not move.
huge
I will
problem.
not move any large object from my mouth.
Thank you. Speak.
I will not remove any large object from my mouth.
Good.
Anyway, no, I've got two friends over tonight, and they are virgins
Are they
for your show.
They're United Kingdom Talk virgins, darling. It's been a long time since I've seen one of those.
Indeed. So could you please say a big hello and a big hi to Jess and Daryl?
Jess and Daryl, welcome to our show. I do hope you're going to be regular correspondents and viewers. You don't have to be a correspondent straight away. You know, you might want to get used to the show first and realise that most of what I say is absolute bullshit. You know, it is...
And you're swearing after the watershed, I see.
What, 9 o'clock? We've gone 9 o'clock now. In fact, yes. I should really go downstairs and put that stuff in my stew now. Then it'll be nice and ready for me. Do you think you could talk for like 3 minutes while I go and do that?
I'll certainly give it a try. But what subject would you like me to talk on?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, what subject could you be?
Well, let's talk about your journey on Slimming World, shall we?
You go ahead and talk about your journey on Slimming World.
My journey on Slimming World,
including Adam, the little bit in the middle where you went a little bit ski-whiff, didn't you, darling? Ski-whiff.
I did go a bit ski-whiff, yes.
Right, carry on and I'll be back.
Okay.
The microphone is yours.
Sorry, dear? Oh, he's gone. He's gone now, so we can talk freely. Anyway, my name's Adam, and I joined Slimming World back in last January, and I decided to join Slimming World because I was a little bit overweight, as you do. I was 20 stone when I started the journey, and I was struggling to get upstairs. I was struggling to find a partner. There was various reasons, but mainly I wanted to do it for myself to prove it I could actually lose the weight. So, for anybody who hasn't been to Slimming World before or doesn't know how it works, basically you have a group meeting each Wednesday, or whatever day of the week it is. There's various different groups, various different times. And what happens is you go along and they educate you on different foods, and they all have a sin value. Now, the sin value is determined by the food itself. So, for example, you could have, let's say, a breakfast that I have in the morning, which is scrambled eggs, sausage and baked beans, and 2 slices of brown bread and butter. Well, that is approximately about 5 sins, and then the bread is known as what's known as your healthy extra. So obviously that is that's like a standard breakfast that I would have. Then I would move on to lunch, and I would have something like a jacket potato with a little bit of cheese, ham, and salad, and that would be my lunch. And then my evening meal would be something like I don't know, boiled potatoes and chicken and say mixed veg, for instance, and that would be an evening meal. So you can see with the Slimming World way, you can actually eat pretty much what you like as long as you know what the sin values are. So that's how the Slimming World works. I did actually have a problem probably about 7 months into it, where I actually gained a stone. Well, it's getting on for a stone and a half. But glad to report that is now off. And as of last night, I lost another half a pound. So that's another half a pound gone. I'm aiming to get to... I was going to go for 12 stone, but I ended up going for 13 stone because I want to go down to 13. Then if I feel that that's not enough, then I shall stop there. And if not, I will go down to 12 stone.
Yes.
So that's my journey so far.
You've done very well so far. Very, very well so far, sir.
Mm-hmm.
There's
Now,
people chatting each other up on my blooming chat lines here, dear.
Oh, God.
It's
What is it,
outrageous.
Chris's chat line?
Absolutely
Chris's chat line.
outrageous. I've just
0898 Chris.
089. I've just put my my corn cubes into the campfire stew downstairs, so that'd be nice in about 15 minutes time. Oh, the smell that comes from all those spices. But I don't know if you were with us at the beginning of this. Do you like spicy food at all, Adam?
I'm not over spicy.
Okay.
I don't mind some, but not over spicy.
Okay, well, what I think I've done incorrectly before is put too much cumin in. And that, I mean, that stuff really stinks.
Yeah.
So I kept to the recipe this time. I always put too much stuff in. When you put spices in and you look at this little spoonful of stuff and you're thinking, well, what's that going to do? So I kind of quadruple it.
Yeah, exactly. I know what you mean.
Oh.
I mean, we had a taster session at the Slim World last night.
Right.
And I actually... Well, it was mainly Royston and his friends that done it. But
that's your other half, yes.
Yeah, Royston, my other, and his friends. We actually baked for the first time, and we made little miniature Victoria sponge cupcakes.
Oh, that sounds delicious, dear.
With quark and real strawberries on the top.
So what did you make the mini Victoria sponge Slimming World version? What does that consist of?
Well, basically, it consists of, without looking at the recipe offhand, it's basically it's sweetener, flour, low spread fat, margarine, sorry, right. Eggs, the usual mix, and then to make the topping, you get quark, and then you mix a Muller Lite strawberry yogurt into it, and then pop a little strawberry on the top.
Oh, that sounds delicious. Perhaps you could bring one in to me next time that's someone's birthday in Central Station, dear, rather than me having, you want to see this chocolate gatto someone brought in on Monday. Oh, it was delicious. Absolutely.
You're talking about cakes and afternoon teas. Here's one for you I wanted to try. Lady Diana's Cat Emporium.
Oh, I've seen that advertised. Yeah, no, it's got all these cats in there, isn't it? We'd love that.
Yep. It's brilliant. I've been there. I took Claire there for her birthday last year, right. And it's wonderful in there.
Is it only on certain days, that one? It's not every day?
No, it's open 7 days a week.
Oh, let me write this down, dear. I'm going to look it up.
Yep, look it up. Lady Diana's Cat Emporium in Whitechapel.
I'm sure I've looked at it. Lady Diana's Cat Emporium. I think we might do that next week, actually. I don't think we've got anything booked for a while. Let me have a look on my very important calendar. No, nothing. Nothing booked, dear. Nothing.
Ah.
I've got nothing.
You could do
Nothing.
Yes, and they have a cat. They've got. I won't tell you too much, but they've got all these lovely cats that are sort of running around, and they've got one that does a trick on a wheel.
Does it really? Okay. Are you allowed to give them little bits of cream and that sort of thing?
Not allowed to feed them, and not allowed to pick them up, but you are allowed to pet them and tickle them and all the rest. Well, if you think about it, they've got hundreds of people. They've got literally hundreds of thousands of people that go through there. Yeah. Every week. It's very popular.
We might have to steal a couple of cats while we're in there.
Exactly, and it wouldn't be very fair on the animal to keep picking it up all the time.
No, but they come around your legs and all that for good stroking, do they?
Oh yeah, they come around for fusses, and you can play with the toys with them and sort of go around with the toys and what have you.
We do like to fuss over a cat.
Yes, indeed.
Listen, do you watch Benidorm?
I used to. I've got to get into the new one. I must admit, I would like to see the new one. I haven't got into it yet, but I would like to.
I think my favourite character is the old Nan, not the one in the wheelchair. Her as well, but I haven't seen her. I don't know if she's in it this time. There's another Nan in there now. She was vile last week, absolutely vile. It was hilarious. Oh, I was killing myself laughing. That's what I'm going to watch when I finish the show today, the latest episode 3.
Yeah, I think I'm going to start watching that, and because I did enjoy the last series of it. It was very good. Yeah, good. It's actually somewhere on my bucket list I'd like to go to. Actually, Benidorm as well.
Oh, is it? Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't been there yet. So
it's close enough. It's about 2 hours or what? Is it even 2 hours? I'm sure it's closer than that. In fact, yeah.
Not that long. I mean, I want to visit. Visit a few places on my bucket list. New York, Australia.
You won't get much for your euros, I'm afraid, though.
No,
it's all over, mate, for the euros. All right, Adam. Well, thanks for calling in, my friend.
No worries, Chris, and I'll speak to you soon. And remember, if you want to chat up on Chris's chat line, it's 0800 09. No, what is it? 0909. Here's a quick one for you before you go.
Yeah.
If you want to make up do you know how to make up a porn name? If you want to make up a porn name.
Make up a what?
A porn star name.
Porn name, dear? Do I look like someone who would appear in such disgusting films, dear?
Well, if you do, what was your pet's first name?
My first pet?
Yep.
Tiny.
Tiny. And your mother's maiden name?
Tiny Bridget.
There you go. That's your porn star name.
It's not a very good name, is it, lovey? Tiny Bridget.
Well, my one is Char Char Egan.
I can't see us making any money from anything like that, to be honest, Adam.
No, I can't. Not with names like that. But there we go.
Oh, dear. Have a lovely evening.
You, Chris.
See you soon, all right?
Take care, lovey.
Cheerio now.
Bye.
Adam calling in there from, I think he's in Kent. I'm sure Adam's in Kent. All right, boys and girls, we're going to do today's birthdays now, and then we're going to wrap things up because it's dinner time for me. Thanks, everyone, for taking the time and trouble to call in now. Lines are now closed. Boom! That is the lines are closed song. That's quite good, isn't it? All right, so we've done Steve's birthday already this evening. He's gone to bed now. Happy birthday to Steve Christopher Murray. Today, on this Thursday, the 15th of March, happy birthday to Simon Green. You certainly don't look 48 in that picture, Simon. Happy birthday to Simon Green. The lovely Adam Byrne. Happy birthday, Adam. PerQX, DJ... an all-round good guy. He came along to the karaoke once in the Black Cab. I'll never forget PerQX. Happy birthday to you, sir. Hope the DJ thing's going all right for you. I gave up about 6 months ago now. I'd done it for over 30 years and I was fed up with it, so I just do my karaoke and my quiz nights now. Happy birthday, all right. 33 years old today, Dorota Lutomerska, happy birthday, 33 today. Christopher Jackson, who I haven't seen for some time, happy birthday, Christopher. Patricia Tracy is 74 years old today. Graham Veneer. Graham, it says you're 78, mate. You're not 78, maybe 87. He hosts a lot of karaoke nights, don't you, Graham? Happy birthday to you, sir. And Pretty Eyes Silongan is 35 years old today. So let's sing the song. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you. All right? Happy birthday to you all for the next couple of hours anyway. Hopefully I'll see you again tomorrow morning, around about 9:30 in the morning here on Facebook Live, YouTube Live and Periscope as well. Thank you very much for joining us this evening. A big thanks to everyone who called in and made the show what it was. Andrew and Paul are wishing me a happy scone day. I've had my scones. Don't worry about that. I'm going to go downstairs and do some rice now and have my lovely campfire stew. Very much looking forward to that. Paul says my first pet name was Hugh and my mum's name is Janice. So my porn star name is Hugh Janice. I think you're a little bit old to be in those sort of films now, don't you, Paul? I think you might be. Have a lovely evening. Thanks very much for watching and listening. And if you're going to bed, sleep tight. Good night now.